Alright guys, so we have a 2008 Jeep Compass, I guess it is. Supposedly it has a lot of new parts in the back, wheel bearings, speed sensors, or at least on one side, and get the key turned on here. Whoa! And what happens, apparently, when he takes off down the road, the ABS light comes on and it acts all ridiculous. That's all I know. So we'll take it for a little scoot. We'll see. We'll get read the VIN here. We'll see if it has any code stored in there for us. Give us some direction. Know what we're looking for, and then we'll check it out. So the light is on right now, as a matter of fact. So we will hop right in to the ABS stuff here. See what code we have. You guys can see that left rear tone wheel performance, and supposedly that is the side that everything is new. So I'm going to take and pull up some wheel speed signals here. We'll take it for a toot and see what it does. Alright, buckle your seatbelts. There we go. So left rear, that's going to be our bottom screen. I already see one little glitch there, just trying to pull out. Whoa, hang on, somebody coming. We'll hang a Louie up here so we can go a little bit slower. Oh yeah, look at that. So even just looking at our scan data, hopefully you guys can see it, we've already got some glitches right there, and the other one I'm graphing is the right rear, so you can kind of compare it there. And I'm on a pretty smooth road, so it doesn't seem to be indicative of bumps. We're gonna hit some railroad tracks up here, see if it goes AWOL on us. Hopefully you guys can see. I know we got some glare, but let's see what we got here. Some roughness. I can't see quad. Yeah, perhaps. Has a little something to do with some roughness. I'll get up here to my rough road test drive area. We'll give it some wiggles and jiggles. But it seems even just accelerating there. So what we'll do, to get stopped, we'll just have a look-see at this one. There we go. Alright, let's go. Hit a few little bumps here. That definitely makes a difference when you say, here comes some bumps. Bam! Get some real Jeep action. Alright, so that does seem to make it worse, so that is a clue. Now we'll head out here on the paver. Relatively smooth road. Little bump right there. I would say the road surface definitely makes a difference, so that's something you can do on your test drive. Might give us an indication, you know, either a loose mounted sensor, connector wiggling, something like that. Better stop at the stop sign. Alright, let's go back to the shop and have a little look-see. So this is our suspect wheel, the left rear. And it's got new pads and rotors and caliper, wheel bearing, ABS sensor. And what I'm going to do, I see it's got an open spot in the bottom of that bearing where we can see the actual magnet strip. So what I want to do, I'll zoom you guys in so you can see that, but we'll spin it a full 360 here. We'll use this part of the CV boot as a reference. We'll spin that around to make sure that we're not missing any part of that magnet, even though it is new. So we're looking at that little black strip inside that open hole there. We just want to make sure none of it is missing. Usually if they are, there'll be a big chunk out of it. So even though it's brand new, and that'll usually cause that same pattern, that tone wheel performance. And that's 360 and I don't see anything missing. These sensors on these just clip into these bearings. We give me a long, like the 45-degree end pick that we have, Hannah. We'll just make sure that's not real loose. It's kind of hard to tell. These things like barely clip in there as it is. It seems kind of wiggly. That did come out extremely easy. I don't see any rub marks on it. Give me my small mirror, will you? You probably have to grab it off the other side. So Hannah's going to get our mirror. I just want to look up inside this clip. I know they don't snap in super tight, but that seemed to come out pretty darn easy. I wonder if that got damaged. It looks like it is a little bit tweaked. See if we can't just give it a little push back. And we'll see. Oh man, it's pretty difficult to work on this camera, I'll tell you. I might have to move you fellas for a minute. See if we can get this lined up good. It'd be nice if it was this easy. Well, let's go find out. Alright, so I've got it pressed in there. It's definitely held in tighter. I don't see anything physically wrong with it. What we're going to do, we've got Miss Hannah up on the step stool. She's going to try to spin it. We're going to watch the scan data to see. I'm trying to spin it by hand. There's going to be a lot of irregularities, but we'll see if we have any of those big dropouts still. Alright, go ahead and try it, Hannah. Try to be as steady as you can. So we're going to have these ups and downs as she spins it, but I'm looking for that right there. Definitely had one. That's just a result of her spinning it, but that is not right there. Alright, just a second, Hannah. So that's interesting. I think probably at this point we should throw a scope on it because, I don't know, can you pause this thing? I don't think so. But the distance from here to here to here, they look pretty much the same. That's why I wonder if there's a spot in that bearing that's a little funky or what the story is. Because that doesn't seem to be much different than when we drove it. All right, go ahead and spin it again, Hannah. I'm just tweaking over on the sensor right now just to see. Oh, you slowing down on me, girl.
My hand slipped.
Oh. Yeah, there's a dropout right there, so that doesn't make a difference. Just keep spinning. I'm just going to kind of fiddle with the sensor. Tweaking it the other direction. Alright, that's good, Hannah. So I think our next best option is to go to the connector, which hides up in here. Let's take this whole jabroni out of our way. Visual inspection on it. Comes the Avoca Express. Stupid red tags. Oh, she just dinged, so it must have had connection. I don't see anything visibly wrong. I don't know, those pins don't look, the female halves of the pins. Might have some pin fitment problem here. We'll go get our, get the Vantage and the our test kit, the AES Wave one. I'm going to do a drag test on these pins. The female half, this pin number 2. Let's see, so which side is that? That is the negative side. It's kind of hard to say, but that one I don't see the metal tang. It looks like it might be pushed down. So before we get real far, we might do a little drag test on these. Might have a pin fitment problem. One does feel a little bit loose. I can feel some drag on it. Not as much as the other side, but it's really not until it's quite a ways down in there. So I'm going to take and just pop one of these pins out for right now. I just want to have a little closer look. Just to see. Tighten it up just a little bit. Come right inside. Bend that tang up. I just want to make sure that's not going to be our issue. As easy as it is to pop them apart and have a little look. That one appears to be bent down quite a bit. I'm just bending that inside, that metal tang up on the inside there. Just to make sure. Do this without poking myself with a needle. Clip them back in. Put a little white piece back on here. There's that. Click it back together, put a red tab in. I'm just going to spin the wheel, we'll watch some scan data. See if that's made any corrections. If not, what we'll do is we'll scope it and see what it looks like. Got you guys set up. Hannah's video. I'm just going to start it up, drop it, and drive, see what it does. It shouldn't mind it too bad. Alright, so that left rear is spinning. We're going to have to change our bat. Yes?
Is it better to have the...
Alright, here we go. Try this again. I just got to change my... Go 0. Whoa! 20. There we go. That gives us a little better indication. Alright, so now we've got some issues going the other way. Let me just look at this tire. So the tire is spinning pretty consistently. Let me just fiddle with this connector up here. Alright, so I'm fiddling with the connector. You know what, just for grins and giggles, because I've seen scan data wrong, I'm going to take and unplug this. Okay, make sure we're on the right side, or the left side rather. Plug that back in. Just want to mess with this connector. Tug on the harness here a little bit. Tugging on it where it comes up through the car. Got one glitch there. I'm wiggling and I don't see much happening. Alright, now I'm not going to wiggle, I'm just going to let it do its thing here. And there we go, we got some glitches there. Very interesting. So I'm not touching anything and it's doing that on its own. Alright, time to scope it. So I think our best tool here is to use the Pico. The Vantage just isn't going to cut it. So what I did, I just tapped in to the vehicle harness side. And what we'll do, so you can see this is running approximately 11 volts. If I remember right, these active speed sensors will run like 10.5 to an 11 volt square wave. And usually what they'll do, or what you'll see a lot of times is, so they've got, a power source and a ground back here, they'll send a signal back on the power source, or that's the monitored circuit, I guess I should say. I'm going to go ahead and start it up, drop it in gear. See what we have. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so I've got it in drive. There's our voltage scale's gone up as charging voltage has. It's kind of odd that it dropped out there, so I'm going to kind of compare. I do have scan data going here also. And we'll just kind of see, I'm starting to get some glitches there in the scan data. I'll just wait till we get to a real glitchy spot, then we'll pause it and we'll zoom in on it. Alright, so there was some, in the scan data here, there was some glitches, so we'll zoom in on this waveform just to see if there's any anomalies. I see one right there. So we can see the on time or off time, however you want to look at it, with that signal. Well, that one is completely different time basis wise. Let's just kind of have a peek at some more of these. See it again right there. See it again right there. How many notches he's having a 360. Let's just see some here. Just check. I want to see if they're consistent. So we'll check the falling edge of that one. Falling edge of that one. Let's see. 564. .560 milliseconds, so that's looking like it's pretty consistent. Yep, there's another one on the screen. 561 milliseconds. And then we stopped recording. Let's take and fill up our screen here. See if we see that again. Whoa, fella. I totally botched that, didn't I? There's one right there. Trust me, I'll fix this, folks. First day on the job, don't mind me. What in the thunder am I doing? There's one, and there's one. Yeah, 560 milliseconds, so it seems to me that there must be a problem, so I'll zoom in on this. So we do have this one segment here that is thinner than the rest as far as its transition time from high to low, so the average good one is what, let's say almost 9 milliseconds, and then this one skinny one about half that, at least. Yeah, about 3.5 milliseconds. I don't believe that these have a any kind of time interval on them. If you know what I mean. You know, they don't have like a reference mark. Not that I've ever seen. I guess what we can do is just compare it to the other side. There it is again. Right there. So that's pretty interesting. You know, and this is just kind of hit and miss glitchy. Of course, you know, this is processed data, so it's not going to pick it up as quick. But I'm assuming that is what our ABS unit does not like. That would be my guess. So let's look at the other side while we're right here. So I'm going to undo our probes. Come right over to the other side. So it's going to be our right side wheel speed sensor. Just going to tap into this. Get our other wire moved over here. Alright. How come we're not seeing it? So is that wheel turning? No. It's not turning? That's why we don't see a signal, folks. Let me figure out how I'm going to get that wheel turning. Let me try to stop this wheel over here. Come hold this tire, Hannah. Got it? Alright, Hannah's holding that wheel so the right wheel will spin. Let's just zoom in on this whole pattern here. So this is the right side, this is the side that has no problems. Every one of these marks is looking pretty consistent. Just take a freeze that. Let's see what the time base, what would we say it was, about 9 milliseconds roughly. These ones are about 6.5. Yeah, almost 7. I think our other ones were 8 something. Oops, clicked the wrong button. Man, you guys are gonna fire me. Everybody's sleeping at this point anyways. So they look pretty consistent. I'm gonna make the call. Brand new wheel bearing, junk. You can throw it in park, it's fine. So based on what we've done, you shut the key off. I have to believe it is something wrong with that wheel bearing, which houses, you know, the magnetic pickup ring for the sensor. And the only reason I say that is because the anomaly in the waveform is very consistent. You know, it's, you know, however many milliseconds apart. So, you know, if we spun it by hand, we could probably mark it on the wheel and we could find that poor signal, that corrupt signal every revolution would be my assumption. So yeah, I'm gonna make the call. Need the wheel bearing. All right, so what we'll do, proof of concept. Let's get the scope running. I got 2 seconds per division, so it's gonna be a long time basis. Let's just spin the wheel. Let's say just like, let me get stuff out of the way here. Make this restart. I don't want to put up the trigger. Let's just go 3 revolutions, judging by the valve stem. There's 1, 2, 3. Now, theoretically, if I'm right, we should find 3 anomalies in this waveform. Which you've got 1 right there. We'll zoom in on this a little more. Let's see, let me just see my bare eyes here. Yep, so we've got 1 anomaly right there. 2, 3. So that makes sense. It'll be the exact distance between each of them. Oops. 1, 2, and 3. Let's Probably seem a little better now. So we got one right on the edge of the screen, 2, and then 3. So that makes sense. Wheel bearing's junk. All right, guys, well, I guess we got to leave it at that. You're going to have to take my word on it. The bearing's bad, and I think we definitely proved that looking at the consistency in it. I can't get a hold of the customer to find out what he wants to do. I know he just put that on, so obviously wherever he bought it from, I did check with Advance to see. They said that he didn't get it there, so there's another part store that's local. They don't save their slips by customer name, so if he wants to warranty it, he has to physically take it back there and whatnot. So I'm not going to get in the middle of that. I'll wait to hear from him and see what he wants to do. I do have another video. I lied to you guys. I told you it was a Patriot. That's a compass, but same thing. I do have another video where I did change the rear hub in one of these. I'll link that video in the description in case you want to see that process, because the day's winding down. It's already 1 o'clock. Just ate lunch. Got a parking lot full of goodies. So even if he does give me the go-ahead, it is too late at this point because we got to keep moving. Anyhow, socials, Patreon, all that business. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done that yet, and click the little notification bell. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, so the guy did show up right towards the end of the day with the new bearing. So I've got both our rear wheel speed signals up there on the screen. So we're going to take it for a little toot. We got like Stormageddon blowing in on us. You're just going to have to you're going to have to look through all my hopes and dreams. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. Turn on some wipers here. Oh man, if this ain't, then they thought texting and driving was bad. Oh yeah, somebody's coming, let's go. We're on. Alright. Whoa, hit the radio. Oh man, somebody's gonna complain about the seatbelt dinger. You know what I say about that? Life doesn't give you seatbelts. So there we go. I'd say it's pretty definitive. Oh man. Looks good to me, guys. No lights on the dash, so that's good. Other than the seatbelt light, which I'm just gonna let it ding for the whole rest of the video.